Okay, spoiler time.
All right.
You've been warned. There are going to be spoilers now about Spider-Man Homecoming. You have been warned. With peace and love.
Have I been warned?
Everybody has been warned. With
Even
peace and
me?
love. Yes, especially you.
So now we're going to talk about Teen Wolf Spider-Man.
Wait, Teen Wolf Spider-Man.
It's pretty much like it's pretty much Teen Wolf, right?
Well, you watched the Red Letter Media.
I thought of that before Red Letter Media. I said it to my wife after the movie. So
okay, all right, you win.
Explain, because I'm not getting. I mean, I certainly get the whole high school supernatural reference, but
it's the high school thing. It is it's the transformation thing. It's the analogy of powers as coming of age, and also learning it's, and then at the end of the movie, it's, for him, it's not just the powers, but it's the suit. And then at the end, he realizes he doesn't need the suit. He just needs to be himself. Just like Teen Wolf learns at that last basketball game, he doesn't need to be the wolf. He just needs to be himself.
I guess.
Remember, he plays the basketball game without turning into the wolf.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I remember the plot of Teen Wolf.
There's some weird parallels, and I actually do believe they are intentional, because this whole movie is a very intentional 80s, especially with the music and the high school setting, and everything about it. There's even the 80s dance at the homecoming dance is an 80s themed dance.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but that's what kids would be doing nowadays, though.
Is it? I guess. I mean, yeah, it's the same as in I was going to say in Back to the Future, they have the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
Right. But it's just
dance. But
I could see
that's 20
as an homage,
years,
but
it's
also reality.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that was a thing in the movie. It's just just commenting.
No, that's fine.
I liked it just fine. Stop criticizing me.
No, it's good. I just have to digest this Teen Wolf concept a little bit more.
No, it's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
No, but I'm sure you could just pile on any kind of coming of age movie from the 80s and
yet I still think it was more. I think it felt more like Teen Wolf. A lot of people compared it to The Breakfast Club, but I saw more of a Teen Wolf parallel than a Breakfast Club parallel.
I farted 3 times during this show, by the way. I just want to, in keeping with the GPD promise.
That's fine.
Thought I'd let you guys know that.
Right, that's. Did you guys? I mean, I'll go right into it. Right to the meat. Did you see the ending coming? The twist.
Vulture.
The Vulture twist. Yeah.
Being the dad of the
Liz,
love interest.
Yeah.
Liz. I did not see it coming at all, and I thought it was a fantastic twist. That scene where that car ride to the prom
is pretty bananas.
Homecoming,
awesome. Yeah.
was pretty fantastic.
I think it made it even better that there was kind of that scene right before it, and you thought that was going to be kind of the end of it, when they're in the house,
right? When Spider-Man knows,
right.
Vulture doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then as Vulture figures it out on the car ride, it just gets super intense. I mean, Michael Keaton did a great job. I mean,
Michael Keaton is no slouch.
No, it was great. I thought it added so much to the movie. I mean, it was really, really cool.
Did you like how they treated the Shocker? Shipwreck? I know you're a big fan of his.
I don't know. There's no bad way to treat the Shocker. He's a terrible character to begin with.
I was gonna say, killing off. I think the Herman Schultz Shocker in the first act, basically.
Yeah, no, it was cute.
Yeah.
I liked that he had the stupid jacket on, the stupid quilted.
Yeah, the dumb. I'm wondering if I'm sure you could buy that sweatshirt now, right? The replica from the movie.
Oh, maybe. But is anybody going to wear that anyways? It's so bad.
I would totally wear that, by the way. If I saw it in the Hot Topic and it was on clearance, I would buy it.
I really liked...
Yeah, making the Shocker, the second version of him. The first version of him, yeah, it sucked. But he was supposed to suck.
Yeah, that was the whole...
Clearly. Yeah, but they even made the second version of him. It was all right, this is as far as like D tier Spider-Man villains goes, they've made him a reasonable villain in this movie.
Well, you know, it was also that same classic Shocker motif of you want to fight the final boss, you got to get through me first.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like that they've introduced the Tinkerer.
Mm-hmm. They did a really good job with the Tinkerer.
Yeah, like
who was that? That was the guy, but with the
glasses,
sort of
the fat guy with the glasses who
that was making all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
right. Got
Yeah,
it.
Like that's an actual comic book character. I mean,
Right,
a lot of this movie.
way
I
back.
mean, there were more Easter eggs in this Marvel movie than probably any Marvel movie.
Well, they were just so excited to have Spider-Man back.
Yeah, and it's like they were like, okay, how much?
We're gonna grab
cram
this
into
character
this?
because we can use Tinkerer in any of these other Marvel movies now. He could be helping any villain.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't go to jail at the end.
No, he does not.
So he's still out there making stuff.
They could totally do Masters of Evil with and with the Tinkerer being part of the Masters of Evil, building stuff for Baron Zemo. He's still alive too. So is Justin Hammer. He's still alive. Justin
And you're
Hammer,
gonna have-
Baron Zemo, and the Tinkerer working together.
Yeah, well, and you're gonna have Scorpion next movie. It looks
Yep.
like.
Matt Gargan. Were you were you excited when he said his name?
Once he had a neck tattoo that had the Scorpion on it, it wasn't that difficult to. Like, you didn't even have to say his name.
See, I heard his name before I noticed the neck tattaoo. And the guy who
might have been
plays
in that
him,
order. I don't.
the guy who plays him is the same guy who does the voice of the bad guy in Far Cry 3.
Okay,
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
good for him.
There's a little trivia for you.
I really like the. I guess it was the opening scene where Peter Parker he's got the footage of what he did in Civil War that he recorded on his phone.
Footage from
It was
from Captain America. Yeah,
that was pretty great.
Did you like the first scene of the movie with Michael Keaton, which was literally the same scene from The Mummy, where they are cleaning up the supernatural stuff, and then the group comes in and says, "Wrap it up. This is all our stuff now." It was the exact same scene from The Mummy.
I got to watch that scene twice because my movie theater messed up.
Right. Yeah, it was well done. I liked, I watched the Red Letter Media half in the bag on this, and I really liked the point that they made where they said, a lot of these Marvel movies, the bad guys are, basically world domination, like this huge deal, but they did the Spider-Man movie right by having the villains be sort of more believable, down to earth. Like, these guys were just basically weapons dealers. I mean, of course they were super powerful weapons, but they were, they weren't trying to take over the world or anything like that. They were just, like thieves basically, and arms dealers. So
yeah,
and that's basically
I
what
think,
Spider-Man shines, I guess.
Right, and that's why they clearly went out of their way to not make him an Avenger, and they have to do that because everybody's going to be like, "Oh, we want Spider-Man in the Avengers in the movies." And it's like, no, he's not. We don't want that. That's not what we want.
I didn't know that Gwyneth Paltrow was in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was surprised when she walked out.
She is.
She's in there. I'm not surprised by anybody that's in any of these Marvel movies when they walk out now. It's just like, oh, yep, they're under contract to play this character.
Well, she wasn't. That was the whole thing. Her contract was up.
Well, whatever.
So
She was available.
Yeah, she was there.
She sure was. So do you have any I have two theories about this movie. One I already explained on the Twitters and to you guys, and someone else thought of it too, so I guess I'm not crazy. That Karen, the voice, the AI in the Spider-Man suit, is Joe Costa. Also a robot who turns into an Avenger similar to Vision. Joe Costa was originally created by Ultron, but this makes more sense for the universe. And it's also makes sense because Karen was voiced by Jennifer Connelly, who is married to Paul Bettany, who plays Vision. So to have Joe Costa voiced by his wife would be fun casting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's something there. It makes sense to me.
Sure.
I also liked the conceit, and I'm curious to know Shipwreck's opinion on this. You know, one of the Spider-Man things is Spider-Man talking to himself and making jokes. Did
Sure.
you like that they sort of made that, I guess, maybe more accessible or make more sense in a cinematic context by adding something in his suit that talked back?
I'm okay with it. I mean, it's getting a little bit into the Dan Slott Spider-Verse, where he's basically Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But for it to be part of this cinematic universe, it would make sense that if Tony Stark should be his mentor, that he's going to put that stuff in his suit.
Also, it wasn't for the whole movie, so it was sort of, it wasn't like, didn't take over the whole movie.
No, it didn't take over the
suit,
whole.
the talking suit.
But yeah. The other one, my other theory, which is a much more minor one, but I don't know.
That's a pretty minor one, the Jocasta one, because I do not see that becoming a major plot point, and I hope they keep that out of the Spider-Man movies. Like,
I don't think it would be a Spider-Man movie thing as much as it could be like an Infinity War thing.
Sure, like if they're like, oh look, this thing came out of Spider-Man's suit when he wasn't wearing it. That's fine.
And now she hangs out with Vision. Check it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
What's your other theory?
The other theory is, and this one again is like super minor, but it's actually, I think, shows more about the detail that they put into these movies that I don't think they expect people to pick up on, or they expect only the nerdiest of nerds to pick up on. So the principal is supposed to be the grandson of one of the Howling Commandos. They're both played by the same actor. There's characters.
Okay.
So if you remember, there's the scene with the gym teacher with Hannibal Buress, and he plays those awful Captain America videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I don't even know why we're playing these anymore. It's, they're state mandated, but I think he's a criminal, so I don't know why we have to do this anyway.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think that it's state mandated. I think that because the principal is the grandson of a Howling Commando, he just lies to the gym teacher and tells him, no, you have to keep showing these Captain America videos, because he wants the students to continue to look at Captain America as a hero, even though he's technically a criminal, because he's the grandson of a Howling Commando.
That is a deep cut right there.
I know. but
this is why Wombat can't enjoy movies.
No,
because he's worried about like the real life marriages of the actors and all of this minutia of subplots.
Like, why would they show? Because and it's funny, it wouldn't have occurred to me.
This whole why would they show this stuff? I could not watch a movie like this. This would drive me nuts.
But I wouldn't have thought of it if Hannibal Buress doesn't bring it up. Like, we have to show these because it's state mandated, even though Captain America is a criminal. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why would they
on the
show
base
those?
level? You would say that because people in the audience would be asking, why are they showing Captain America videos when we know that he just had this whole Civil War thing where he was a criminal?
I think if they don't say anything, I think it just happens and it kind of goes. It just goes by. I think as soon as they say something, that's when you notice something is.
No, I think it's the same thing. Like, my mind works in much different. Like, why are they telling the audience this?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why?
And it's strictly like because the audience just saw the last movie.
Right.
And they need to have an answer to this. Same thing as like, why isn't Spider-Man an Avenger now? And they make a scene that explains that to the audience very clearly.
I think it's because the principal is, and he has in his office, he has pictures of his grandfather with Captain America. So, I mean, it makes sense. It's like, well, of course, that school is going to be pro Captain America. Like, it's going to be a thing in that school.
You could be right, but like, as far as like the percentage of moviegoers that would catch any of that,
that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not.
I don't think 1%.
It's I don't think it's for everyone to catch on. I think it's one of those things that makes these movies exciting and interesting, is that they actually put that kind of thought into that kind of minutia that only some super nerd like myself would even pick up on.
Would extrapolate on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would anyone do that to themselves? And I don't know.
God, how can you enjoy watching any movie?
I don't know. Now, you know what movie I'd like to see?
What?
I want to see a Marvel team up movie with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, where they have to save Ned after he gets possessed by a demon. Don't tell me you don't want to see that movie, Shipwreck.
Ned, his friend?
Yes. Ned Leeds. Because Ned Leeds is the Hobgoblin.
Not that Ned Leeds. This is like Ned Leeds. They just named him Ned Leeds. This is the character Miles Morales' best friend.
Well, they combine those two characters together into one.
Yes, but then couldn't he just be Speedball then?
But no, because there is Speedball. He's in the new Warrior show. Sorry. I think he's Ned Leeds, the Hobgoblin, and I want to see that movie where Spider-Man needs help getting a demon out of his best friend.
I don't think they're making that movie.
Oh, I don't think so, too. I'm just saying I want to see it.
All right. I think we can go to bed now. On that note.
Now that we fully understand why Wombat hates movies.
I don't hate movies. I just think too much about them.
Right.
I liked that part where Spider-Man used his webs. That's what I liked about this movie.
Which one?
Right.
Which one?
All of them. Whenever he did those things with his webs.
That was pretty
Those
cool.
were fantastic. He shot that one up in the air, it landed on the ground because there was nothing for it to stick to. It was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah.
And he's running across the field in the suburbs.
The
It's
golf
this
course.
sucks. At one point, Ty yelled out, I guess they were talking about having to activate the bomb or something like that. Oh, no, when he was fighting somebody, I can't remember, but Ty yelled out in the middle of the movie, use your taser webs. I was like, shh. I'm like shushing my own kid in the movie. All right, let's go to bed. It's sleepy time. So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bread's done.